Moving on to food service. This is a category that came to us in 2009 and really looked for some basic help around sharing accurate product information everyone can rely on, improving efficiency, and food safety. 3 key things they asked us to focus on. Please, reduce inefficiencies in our business, improve food safety and traceability, and enhance the integrity of the information, product information shared within retail partners. So since 2009, we've increased the number of companies involved to 85. We've improved overall the progress of getting upwards of 75% of the industry revenue to be shared through the help of GS1 standards. And the manufacturer and the distributors are well on their way. We have over 2,000 companies already using the GDSN, the Global Data Synchronization Network, up from 109 in 2009. Tremendous progress. And anecdotally, we hear repeatedly great success stories about companies that are automating their receiving, their shipping, their warehouse management systems to take out labor, reduce costs, and improve accuracy. So again, we would urge you to get involved in that initiative as well. So now we've prepared a short video that we'd like to share with you that helps to provide a little more context on the food service industry. And then after that video, I'm going to be joined by Jim Thomas from the Darden organization so that he can share some thoughts from their group. So if we could show the video, please.
Each year, food service companies waste hundreds of hours reviewing and reconciling inaccurate supply chain data. A single widespread recall can cost an industry sector over $10 million a day and put a business out of business. An estimated 5% of shipments from distributors to operators are refunded or returned annually. But that's all changing. By working together, we're transforming the way food service does business. We're creating greater integration, enabling visibility across the supply chain. We're streamlining business processes, improving efficiency, and eliminating waste. We're helping to provide accurate information to trading partners and ultimately consumers. We're creating a foundation for reliable food safety. Using GS1 standards, we're moving business forward, together.
So I'm thrilled to introduce Jim Thomas, who's the Vice President of Supply Chain for the Darden Restaurants Group. Jim, thanks for joining us. And
thank you, Bob.
Good luck.
Thanks, everyone. First, let me start by reminding you in the audience that I'm a restaurant guy, not a public speaker. So you can be critical of the content, but not of the delivery. First, let me tell you why I'm here and why I can talk to you about this. I've been with Darden for 12 years. I have responsibilities in purchasing and supply chain management. I'm also the executive sponsor, along with a peer that you may know, Anna Hooper, who is our Vice President of Total Quality for Darden as well. And we provide leadership to an organization across Darden who is trying to engage in the industry, the standards that we're talking about here today. Let me start by asking you a question, and it's a serious question. If you can raise your hands if you love your family, just a quick show of hands. Well, this is easy then. You obviously know our brands. We are Red Lobster, Olive Garden, Bahama Breeze, Seasons 52, Capital Grille, and Eddie V's Restaurants. In fiscal 2011, we ranked 342nd on Darden's Fortune 500 list. We collectively employ about 180,000 people and serve 400 million meals a year to your family as well. With that scale, we're the 27th largest employer in America in the private sector. And we believe we've been able to enjoy that growth and success due to our strong, people-oriented, guest-focused culture that can be traced all the way back to Bill Darden's first restaurant that was called the Green Frog, and its motto was service with a hop, in case you're ever asked that in a Trivial Pursuit question. So why do we need industry standards? First, food safety is not a competitive advantage. We believe in the restaurant space and the food service space, that food safety is an imperative, it's not a choice. And data standards further are just good business. Cost pressures require the food service industry to increase its competitiveness as well. Data standards drive benefits based on critical mass. Critical mass is more than Darden alone. Even with our scale at $7.5 billion in sales, we represent less than 8% of restaurant sales in the United States. So we need everyone to participate to get critical mass. Darden and other large operators are going to use these standards to base our own trading partner requirements. There's a lot of other operators who've been engaged in this initiative for a number of years. I saw Brenda Lloyd earlier at the conference. She's here from Yum, and you probably know Yum's brands if you, again, love your families with Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and a few others. We also work with Brenda and other operators to work with the FDA on educating regulators about the possibilities that standards can give the industry to protect guests and consumers. And we believe together we can lower cost, eliminate waste, add more value, and provide more affordable food to more people. Let me start by telling you the problem that we face. Imagine if you're a supplier and you provide food. Food is agricultural. Nature makes food. Nature doesn't follow the rules. Nature doesn't have standards. So our manufacturers, as good as they are, face problems every day. So imagine there's a foodborne illness, something that they couldn't protect themselves from, and they need to stop the supply chain. They call our warehouse providers and tell them of a product number that has to be stopped. Those warehouse providers then have to look in their records, and they have to tell the distributors. We, as a chain operator, have only 4 grocery distributors that we would work with. Those grocery distributors have to translate that number from the warehouse providers, and then they have to call the restaurants, our operators, who receive that product. That sounds more like a rumor than a recall. After GS1 standards are implemented, it's our hope that we can have one number, that we can tell one number to our trading partners with a lot and batch number that is not encrypted, with a lot and batch number that can immediately be shared with all the trading partners, instantaneously avoid translation errors, get accurate information immediately into the hands of the operators. And I think that's important because my family eats at our restaurants. If a manufacturer is aware of a natural event that is causing potential harm to guests, I don't want my family to be the one in the restaurant waiting for a translation. So what is GS1's impact on the supply chain? It enables us, I have to be careful not to push the black button while I open this. It enables us to easily identify product, capture and share information, to quickly communicate that information with all the trading partners, regardless of whether those are company restaurants or franchise restaurants globally. We want to rapidly respond to a food safety crisis to ensure guest safety. And we can create better supply and demand information as well, driving efficiencies at the same time. Darden is going to grow. It's very clear that we're going to grow in restaurants, we're going to grow in guests, we're going to grow in geographies, and we're going to grow in complexity. End-to-end supply chain visibility doesn't have to add to that complexity, it can simplify that complexity. GS1 lays the foundation for those initiatives. Our ability to lower expenses is also foundational with the GS1 standards. We can automate restaurant receiving practices, reduce labor expenses in our own restaurants. It'll help us to expand unattended deliveries in our restaurants and manage expenses. We believe that the business case associated with the work we're doing in the restaurants is easily translatable upstream into the warehouses and manufacturing environments that support our restaurants. And we believe, as you've seen in the video from Bob, that in-restaurant inventory management can also be enhanced, providing more accuracy in our replenishment processes. So for us, this is about integrity. One best way to interact with Darden, regardless if you're a manufacturer of produce, beef products, chicken, seafood globally, we'll give you one standard to work with us, and it'll happen to be a global standard for food service, a global standard for produce, a global standard for beef. That'll make interactions with the world's largest casual dining company easy and not complicated. We'll enable system-wide traceability. We'll have visibility. I liken this to the approach of if you walk into a room and the lights are out, you can certainly make it across the room, but wouldn't it be better to have visibility? Let's turn the lights on and let everybody see what's happening. We believe we can manage key data components that enable our traceability initiatives. We also believe we can make better decisions when all of the supply chain partners have the data available to them instantly, as in the recall example, versus the rumor example. We can drive better decision-making in the supply chain. We can drive more full trucks. We can make more timely deliveries, all because we have better information, and we can share that information with our consumers. What do we need from our suppliers? What do we need from the food service industry? We need you to adopt the standards and join the initiative. Our operators demand it, our supply chain partners demand it, and our guests demand it. So, we need our supply community to acquire GS1 company prefixes, get global location numbers for their headquarters, any billing location or shipping location that will sell to Darden, assign product codes in accordance with the G10 standards, and prepare a barcode. In the food service space, we're talking barcode, to read and share data through electronic commerce as well, and electronic ASNs, or advanced ship notice, and engage the right people in your organization to get this done now. And I'll leave you with this last comment. As Henry Ford told us, you can't build a reputation on what you're going to do. It's time to move. Thank you, everyone.